This is part 6 of communication skills, and it will focus on words. What about the word? That might be the question in your mind. The objective of this part is to identify the different word categories, but also be able to identify the function of parts of speech in different situations. Also be able to identify phrases, clauses, as well as clause function. Now you'll be asking yourself, Madam, why are you teaching us linguistics? This is the basic grammar. This is the fundamental issues on language. These are very, very important. Without this, we are not able to communicate. We are not able to write and produce any meaningful text. So this is the core part of a good foundation of communication. And we need to get these basics so that we are able to write and we are able to speak properly, and we are also able to read and understand the text based on the good foundation of language. And so when we talk about words, we refer to parts of speech. And I know in your previous education you will have some exposure on what is known as parts of speech. When I refer to parts of speech, in other terms, I mean the word category. The word category. The word category, then traditionally, those are the word categories. We refer to adjective, adverb, nouns, prepositions, verbs, conjunctions, determinants, and pronouns. But the interest in this course, we might identify these words in isolation. What is important is to what extent that when we find these word categories or the parts of speech in a sentence or in a text, to what extent are we able to establish their function? To what extent we are able to establish their meaning? Are we really able to understand that particular word that is used in that particular sentence is a noun, is an adjective, and what is its function in that particular sentence? Now, as I said, that these are the words that you will be using, and that these are the words that helps us to be able to talk and to speak. Without this, then we are not able to produce a meaningful text. So this is very important for you to take note and be able to practice. And so in the previous lecture, I said a text is developed from the smallest unity. So the smallest unity is the morpheme, which is the meaningless unity. The morpheme, when you put together the sound, the alphabetical letters, the meaningless unity. But when we put them together, when we put the sound together, then we are able, when we put the sound together, then we are able to produce some meaningful unity. Maybe when we have the and the R, it's the sound, and it's just a meaningless unity. It's just the sound. It's just the sound. But when it comes to establishing the meaningful unity, when we combine them together, when we combine the sound book plus the R, then we have what we call the syllable. The syllable is the phonological unity. So this meaningless unity we put together, they create the phonological unity. And then when we combine this phonological unity together, we get what? We get the word. So from the morpheme now, from the morpheme, the segmented symbols, then we come up with a word. Now, a word is the meaningful unit. These are jump of words that help us, the noun, the adjective, the verb, the noun, the pronoun, that when we put them together, they help us to get a better understanding. We are able to construct sentences together and produce as many sentences as we can because of this ability that is in human language. But also from a word, when we group together the words, then we have the phrases, okay? Group, a word or phrase, a group of words of the same category together, okay? I have worked for such a long time today. Okay, now we try to identify word category or phrases in this particular sentence. Okay, we'll first identify where is the verb so that we know that we will have the verb phrase. Okay, but also we might find ourselves here that we have the noun phrase. We're trying to group the words, and when we decide, we can chop those words into smallest unit again. Okay, and then we can also find ourselves here having a noun phrase again, and also another noun phrase here. Now within the groups, we can find, when we speak about groups, we find into more than one word having the same representation. Like I have worked. Have is an helping or auxiliary verb, mod auxiliary verb, which is helping the verb worked. This is the auxiliary verb and this is the main verb. But they are grouped together into that group. Then from the group, then we can have the phrase, the clause. From the grouping the clauses, we can have the clause complex, which is the sentence, and then at the end of the day, we have paragraphs, we have pages, we have bigger text, we have so many written words. And so in this particular course, these are very important aspects that you need to grasp and to be able to identify so that your writing becomes much more grammatical and also meaningful, especially when you know that when you're writing this particular word, it's from which category and what it is, the function of that particular. And so these parts of speech are grouped into two. We have open and closed word classes. So we call them parts of speech, or sometimes we call them word category. Okay? And so in most languages, there are two distinctive groups of word classes. We have the open and the closed word classes. The open word class are word classes which new members can be added. The open word classes, the new members can be added. They have, in other words, they have inherent meaning. When you talk about an adjective or a verb or adverb or noun, these are very independent words in a text. They allow new members to be added. That's why they are open. Their function is to create as many words using the adjective, using the verb. One word can have different function or grammatical function and meaning can be added to it. But also closed word classes, those are the ones to which no new members can be added, because these words have no or little inherent meaning. For example, a preposition, you can do nothing to a preposition to. Okay, at, under, you can do nothing. Okay, different from a verb, talk. Okay, you can do a lot with this word. New members can be added. Very new members can be added. Okay. The same applies with adjectives. So it's quite different. Nothing can be done there. But with the conjunction, the terminal pronoun, and preposition, no new members can be added to those words. But what happened to this? They indicate tenses and they have grammatical function. So I think for this lecture we should end here, but we will have an assignment to to look at text which you can find in your handout in the Moodle platform. You will find various texts that are identified in there. Please try and look at those texts and be able to identify different functions of these words, the open and closed word classes, but also try to familiarize with different kind of text that you produce and make sense of the words, of those words that you use in producing different kind of the text. And at the end of the day, you should be able to communicate effectively using these words regardless of their function. What is important is to be at a better position to use them effectively and be able to produce texts that are meaningful and making sense, and that in the end communication takes place effectively. To my students, I hope you've enjoyed the lectures of this course, and in case you face any difficulties in understanding this lecture, do not hesitate to write me an email. And those who can access me easily, please do not hesitate to text me or get me on a Moodle platform where interaction can take place effectively, and we can discuss as many issues as we can, so that you can pass this course with flying colors. Otherwise, I wish you all the best, and thank you very much for listening. Thank you.